What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with a video, and it's been a while since I've been on. I'm still waiting for a really nice batch of cool bootlegs and Lili Ledys from Collector Archive Services. It's been over 8 months, and they've sent me some photos of some of them, as some of you have seen on Instagram and on Facebook, but it is still not shipped yet. So whenever they get here, I will do an unboxing. But I did get a couple of items in, as you guys saw in the thumbnail. Two really nice items. Well, actually, I got 4 Lili Ledys here for you, but they're with 2 items. I know it's hard to understand, but you'll see in a second. But the first one, I went ahead and took them out just to make sure they got here safe, because I was freaking out about one of them. But anyway, the first one, I did finally decide to bite the bullet and get a Lili Ledy Lando. This was from a buddy of mine named Matt. Matt, if you are out there watching this, thank you very much for the great deal on this. This is a Lili Ledy Lando Calrissian, AFA graded. I've only seen one AFA 85, and this is not an 85, just so you know. But I've only seen one AFA 85 Near Mint Plus Lili Ledy Lando Calrissian sell in the last, I want to say at least 3 or 4 years now. And it sold for about 3 times what I paid for this one. So I just could not justify keeping my search up for an AFA 85, and I am more than happy with this one. This is a Lili Ledy Lando, and it is an 80 grade, as you can see here. Archival case with the new casing style. 1980 Lili Ledy Star Wars loose action figure. All of the to my knowledge, all of the Lando Calrissian in the Bestman outfits have the China COO on the back of the leg. So this is a China COO. They took Chinese parts to assemble them in Mexico, and I think it makes sense. I have a few Lando variants, but I think because this is a China, I thought it made sense to show it versus a true China raised bar variant, which you guys have seen before if you follow my channel. But this is, over here, a CAS graded 85 China raised bar. And so you can see the differences between the two. Again, you know, the Lili Ledy, I'm going to get it focused here. The Lili Ledy is on your left if you're watching this. The one that's China is on your right. So first of all, you can see the differences in the paint color. The Lili Ledy does not paint the white part of the eyes. What is that? The pupil? I don't even know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But you can see the white. You can see the white in the China raised bar versus this one where they do not paint that. And then it looks like the color, whether it's the plastic or I assume the paint color, it's got to be the paint color, is a lot darker on the Lili Ledy. You can see, I think the reason this one did not, I can't find a flaw in this figure other than the torso is slightly yellowed. You can kind of see that versus the arms. This is a very common problem with the Lili Ledy Lando Calrissian, that for whatever reason, the paint process or what, the torso yellows and I've seen really yellowed and I've seen very slightly yellowed like this. So I assume that's why I got the 80 instead of the 85, because I cannot find a flaw on this figure anywhere else. It's just absolutely perfect. Cape is perfect. No rips. No paint issues anywhere. So I'm assuming that AFA, correctly so, graded this as an 80 instead of an 85 or an 80 plus because of that very slightly yellowed torso. And you can really see it here. Hopefully that comes through. But you can see how it's slightly yellowed versus the China raised bar on your right. But, give me a break. This is one of the rarer Lili Ledys to find, and I've seen them sell loose, ungraded, for the same price that Matt sold me this one. So again, Matt, thank you very much for the very fair deal. I'm more than happy with this figure versus waiting for an 85 that I couldn't afford anyway. So anyway, just an absolutely gorgeous figure, and that's the only thing I can think of is that slightly yellow to the torso is what brought the score down. But give me a break! What an awesome figure! So here it is again, just another quick look before I move on. But you got the Lili Ledy on your right, AFA 80, and then this is a CAS graded 85 China raised bar. I think I've told you this before, but I got this for $35 shipped. I mean, it was just such an insanely good deal that I could not pass it up. So I paid a lot more for this one. I can guarantee that. But pretty awesome to see. Oh, while we're at it, let's take a look at the weapons. Lili Ledy Bespin blasters typically have the version 1 trigger, which is a wider handle. I'm sorry, I can't get it to focus here. Let's see if it focuses. See how wide that handle is versus the China raised bar, and it's true for Kenners, like Hong Kongs and things like that. They're more in keeping with this style, but you can see how much wider the handle is on the Lili Ledy blaster. So that's something to look out for if you are questioning whether the figure is complete with Lili Ledy accessories. Both the gray. The Lando can come with either the gray or the bluish black. Yeah, it's really like a dark blue. It's much darker in color than this one. It may not come through very well, but it is darker. But the Lando can come with either the gray or this dark blue Lili Ledy wide handle blaster. It's called the version 1 trigger, and UKG typically labels it as such on their labels. I have a Luke Bespin Ledy that they actually labeled that on the label because Han Bespin can come with Luke Bespin can come with either this wide handle or the Returno variant with the blonde hair can come with the typical more smuggler blaster, rebel blaster. But anyway, so that's another difference that's very noticeable. I mean, there are others like the China. It's weird. The China's hands look darker. I'm sorry, I forgot to focus. The China's hands look darker than the Lili Ledy, but the face, at least to me, it's quite a bit darker, and obviously they don't paint the eyes. But I'm almost positive, based on everything I found online, that it's pretty much the exact same mold. It's just accessories and paint scheme and things like that. So anyway, so that is that. That's a really nice addition. I'm going to put him back over here. Now we got one item back from Collector Archive Services, and it's another Lili Ledy, and it's 3 of them all together. I'm going to go ahead and bring it out. This is the Lili Ledy Max Rebo band, and for those of you who don't collect made in Mexico Lili Ledys, let me tell you, this is an extremely difficult item to find. One just sold in the Facebook groups, ungraded, with the box. Now, it was with the box, but the box was open and the bubbles and everything were torn. It sold for quite a bit of money, and I was just shocked that it sold like an hour too. It's crazy. But anyway, this gentleman in Finland, Raymond, I know you don't watch my channel, but if you do, thank you for the great deal. He gave me a very, very fair deal on this set. I wasn't sure what score it was going to come back with, but it did come back with an 85. I'm not going to tilt it because I'm afraid, for the love of God, this thing's going to fall apart, but it's pretty well in there. But this is the Lili Ledy Star Wars Max Rebo band. Now, they labeled it as silver microphone and black flute. I don't know why they do that, because I've done a bunch of research on this group. Obviously, the Kenner can come with either the black flute or the silver flute. All Lili Ledys always come with the black flute, so I don't know why they label it that way, but that's what they do. The figures have their own dates or COO markings, country of origin markings. In terms of differences that are very noticeable, I'm going on memory here, so for you Lili Ledy experts that are out there watching. This is me just going on memory, so I could be wrong. But I know for a fact, this is definitely true, that the pant color on Droopy McCool, the flute player, is a much darker green, because I've already got one of these Lili Ledys graded separately, 85 CAS. So the pant color is quite a bit darker green than the Kenner counterpart. For these 2 figures, the Max Rebo and Cy Snoodles, I don't know exactly what all the differences are, but I do know that they are different. Accessories are different, things like that. But this is just an absolutely epic set, and to get all 3 figures with an overall score of 85 is just phenomenal. I mean, this is one of the prides of my Lili Ledy collection now, and probably the most valuable of my Lili Ledys. It's just an awesome, very difficult set to find. I would say that in terms of the grade, I think that the 85, in my opinion, was pretty generous. It may not be coming through, but I wanted to do a circle around this because you can see how they ingeniously put these guys together. But it's got, stands for the microphones. It's got a base for, you can see the separate kind of piece there to kind of have a platform for everybody. But they put a little piece up here to hold Max Rebo in place. But in terms of grading, everything on these figures was dead mint except for the torso on Max Rebo. He has a little bit of, just a very slight amount of yellowing on there, and that's a very common problem for, both Kenners and for Lili Ledys. My gut says that if this was graded by AFA, if these were, graded together by AFA, it probably would get an 80 or an 80 plus. But they did give it an 85, and I thought that was a very generous score, and I'm not complaining, but I think that that's probably a little bit high. But I love this case. It's just amazing. I just, I thought about sending it to AFA, but I just don't like the way that they case the piano and they have it all lined up together. But I just love how they put these together and make it look like they're playing. It's just kind of a work of art. And I just thought I'd do a 360 for this guy. I need to get one of those little rotating things like you see on like the shopping networks where they're trying to sell you junk jewelry. Well, this is my junk. This is my plastic junk. But you can see how they cased it. They put, a little piece up here to hold Rebo in place, and they put this piece here and some pieces around the piano, and you can see these really nice platforms here for to hold the figures in place. But just an absolutely amazing item, and I am so excited to get it. It costs a lot of money, folks. I mean, this is not a cheap set to get, much less in such a high grade. But I'm just so excited to have it, and it totally threw off my game plan for the last 2 months with buying some mint on cards. But I just could not pass this one up. It's funny because I'm just rambling at this point. So if you're all sick of this, you can turn it off. But my buddy in Mexico, Jose, he had a set for sale maybe 3 months ago, and I just did not have the money for it. It's an expensive set, and I was really bummed when it sold quickly. And then this one came up in Finland for sale for the exact same price, and I said, I'll take it. I've got the money for it. And he said, I said, are you sure that these are all 100% Lili Ledy? And he said, yes, this is the same set that Jose had for sale 2 or 3 months ago. The seller in Finland upgraded to an AFA 85 set that was already graded, and he wanted to just get rid of this loose ungraded set. And so he gave it to me for the exact same price, and it's the exact same set that I missed out on. So, life is weird like that sometimes. Collecting's weird like that. But it's the exact same set that I missed out on. But it just turned out awesome. I love it. And I'm super happy to have it. I've got some great photos of this set from Collector Archive Services that, like I typically do with all of my videos. I'll put it at the end of this video here. But just an awesome set. So these are the 4 Lili Ledys for, well, I'm trying to get them all in the picture here, but these are the 4 the Lili Ledys that came in today. They just arrived, and I'm super excited to have them. And thank you for watching, and I hope that soon I will have the big batch back from Collector Archive Services. Like I said in my last video, it could be another 3 days, or it could be 3 weeks. I don't know what the holdup is. They've got 6 more items in that batch that they have not graded, and it's been like 2 weeks. So anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.